South Korea and the United States deciding to delay their joint military exercises so they don't interfere with the Winter Olympic Games next month in South Korea. The agreement coming one day after North and South Korea reopened their border hotline. Joining me now is Michael Malice. He's author of Dear Reader, the unauthorized autobiography of Kim Jong-un II. Okay, what should we know about this? This is good news?
Anytime North Korea is offering olive branch, it's good news, because we saw for the last year they were escalating the rhetoric on both sides. Remember, over the summer they were going to nuke Guam, and now all of a sudden they're being doves and being peaceniks. So the fact that they're changing their rhetoric means something had to change in the background, and we're getting to them on some level.
Do you think that that means that President Trump, that his approach is working? Are they reacting to that? North
Korea is a very unique nation by all indications. If you want to be coarse about it, you call them a freak show. So the fact that we should speak to them in the same tone that we speak to an ally like the UK or even a rival like China is false. We should be speaking to them on their level. So if they're going to speak disrespectfully to us, certainly they're going to have to be taken aback when the president is threatening them with his bigger button on his desk.
So one of the things that President Trump has said is that we are not going to settle for anything but a denuclearized North Korea.
Right.
North Korea, when they call the South Koreans, say, we want to reopen this hotline, but we want to be recognized as a nuclear power.
Right.
How does that get resolved in the end?
Well, I mean, the last time South Korea had the Olympics in 1988, North Korea blew up a passenger jet, killed 100 people, and ended up on the state-sponsored terrorism list. So we've gone a long way in 30 years. The fact that they're looking for anyone, even their mortal enemy, South Korea, to have their back in any way, after China publicly has turned their back on them, is very telling that they're running, and they're running scared.
Is there any concern that the South Koreans basically doing this diplomacy with North Korea will split off the region and sort of fracture the diplomatic efforts?
Well, the good thing is, if there is communication between North and South, more and more North Koreans will realize how bad they have it and how good South Koreans have it, and this will be a great way to increase cynicism in the North and bring down the regime from within.
I saw earlier today that we've just found out that when he set off one of the missiles last April, it landed in one of the cities?
Right, so that's the other problem with the North Korean situation. It's not that other countries are necessarily going to be the victims, it's that they have no problem having their own citizens be the victims of their policies and will do anything to maintain their hold on power.
Is there anything to the recent two defections that we saw of the soldiers crossing the DMZ? Is there a pattern there, or is it just because there's desperation?
Well, my friend just recently visited North Korea, and he showed his guide that footage. So if they're showing their own people and they're realizing people are trying to escape, that's another sign that they're realizing that Kim Jong-un isn't exactly what his grandfather, the great leader Kim Il-sung,
Meaning they're showing it outside of the military?
Right. Things are getting around in North Korea increasingly. It's hard to keep information
Is that because of technology and phones?
Specifically because of technology, yes.
So that's another place where we could help?
And word of mouth, correct.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank
Michael Malice. We covered a lot.
Yes.
He's from Brooklyn. He talks fast.